Bam, we're live. Welcome, everybody. All right, today is day 10 of this challenge, and we are moving right along. Appreciate you all being here. And we're going to look at some more. All right. Give everybody a second to jump on. I know a lot of you are just learning now that we're here. Little rainy day where I am. How are things for you guys? All right. So here it is today. As you know, every day we go live, we talk about remodeling and how contractors, remodelers can do better, win more, lose less, right? So we are in the middle of a 100-day challenge in which we are going to go over a different phase of the business. And let me show you how that looks. Let's see. So for those of you just starting your business, you're going to want that gives you all the areas to make a remodeling business successful. Okay. So if you can put all these 6 areas together, you win. All right. So let's get into it. Why you lose jobs. You ever walk out, you met with a homeowner, you thought it was the perfect lead, and you walk through the house, they showed you everything, and then the next thing you're wondering, man, how come we're not winning this job? So too often times you'll walk out of an appointment and it wasn't that it was your price. It, it was more about something you were doing. It's your personality, how you're carrying yourself. You might have come in timid, little hesitant, and the homeowner smelled weakness and fear, right? They doubt that you can run the project, do the job, get the job done. Homeowner wants to hand you the keys to their house. They want to know that you can run the ball down the field and get it to the end zone, which is a completed project. Too many homeowners get shafted, right? 6 months, a year later, and the job's still not done. And the homeowner doesn't want that to happen. Understand this, most homeowners are more afraid of being embarrassed and making a mistake than they are of anything else. And that's often why they'll tell you, I'm going to hire somebody cheaper. They probably don't, but they are going to hire someone else. They just aren't going to hire you because they don't trust that you can get the job done. Other times you might come in a little too hot, a little too cocky, and that could trigger their defenses, right? Nobody wants the know-it-all, the one that makes them feel stupid or small. So you have to be careful how you share your knowledge. Yeah, you want to know things, but you don't want to be the guy that's, putting it in their face a little too much. So that's how you lose deals. And often they could have been deals that you could have easily won, right? So what wins the job really is confidence, but it's confidence with control. You have empathy, right? You have authority, but don't have arrogance. You're there to help and offer assistance. Think of it like an advocate. You want to be the homeowner's advocate. When the homeowner presents the problem, let's say the kitchen's outdated, they got a hole in the wall, the dishwasher stopped working. It's almost like you want to put your arm around them and say, man, I feel for you guys. This must be challenging. This is a big problem you got here. I'd like to help you solve all these problems. I want to be your go-to. I want to take all the worry away. At the end of the night, I want you sleeping like a baby. I don't want you worried about this remodeling project at all. I don't want you worried about the permits. I don't want you worried about the schedule. I don't want you to be worried about whether it's going to get done, because I'm going to take care of all the details for you. I'm going to help you solve all the problems, answer all the questions, figure out all the material choices, and so you work with them to solve the problem. Too often, the homeowner and the contractor are at opposite ends. It's like you and the homeowner are fighting over the price. What you got to do is shift. You put the price out in front of you and them. You come alongside of them and you say, let's figure out how we can solve that. How can we work on that price? That price seems to be challenging for you. You're saying it seems like it costs too much. Well, what can we do? What can we take out? Can you live without? Maybe you can put granite in later. Maybe we don't do the final paint. I don't know. You're asking me to lower the price. What we really have to do is figure out how we can lower your expectation and lower all the demands that you're putting out there. Maybe you're biting off more than your pocketbook can afford. So you help them solve the problem that way. So this is what's called the remodeler's dilemma. Most remodelers, you're trained, right, as a good tradesperson, but not as a salesperson or a business leader. And you're often taught, like, I'm going to measure twice, cut once. But have you been taught or studied how to project the confidence that you need when you're sitting with the homeowner so that you can earn their trust and win the sale? Right? Some of the best remodeling salespeople can't swing a hammer, can't cut a saw, wouldn't know what to do with crown molding, upside down, backwards. They get it all messed up. And yet they can sell remodeling projects at a profit all day long because they understand the homeowner and they help the homeowner solve their remodeling problem. That's what you want to start looking at. So when you don't do these things well, that's why prospects are ghosting you. That's why they say, we need to think about it. We have to pray about it. Any of those excuses, right? When a homeowner knows what they want and they see that they can get it, they pounce, they jump. I've had homeowners call me up and say, Mike, you got to come out today. Let's get this paperwork done. I've been walking through a house with a homeowner, and after 10 minutes, they're like, you don't have to finish the presentation. We're ready to sign now. It happens when you make the proper connection and show them that you can solve their problem, right? But if otherwise, you're just going to run them and drive them straight to your competitor. And half the time, that person's not even half as talented in the field as you are. They just understand the dynamic of meeting the homeowner in their house. And again, I just want to remind you guys, I appreciate you all being here on TikTok. I have presentations that I put on YouTube. So if you go to our YouTube channel, the Remodeling Academy, you can watch. You can be at both places. But if you have YouTube playing in the background, you can see my screen and I have some slides. That's the only difference. But otherwise, I appreciate you all being here. Hope everybody's doing well. Seeing some familiar faces. Good to have you here. All right, so let's solve those remodeling problems. Now, here's the mindset shift, right? The biggest problem is usually right here. Confidence is just certainty. Most of you know how to put on your shoe every day, your boot. You know how to tie it. You know how to put on your tool belt. You know exactly where the hammer goes. You know where the square is. You know which pouch has got your tape and which one's got the razor knife, right? You don't even have to think about it. You just grab it and move and put the hammer back, right? All day long. That's how your sales presentation should be. You should be able to maneuver around the homeowner, their house, the dining room table with confidence and ease like you've done it a million times. Some of you, I would tell you this, you need like to get your first 100 no's. You need to go out tomorrow and make sure your price is so high that 100 people in a row tell you that price is way too high. And then you say, well, let's talk about it. And then you work backwards. You just want to get the high price out there every single time. Then you'll learn to get the right price. It's better than being too low. You can never go up. You can always come down. So you want to be sure of your process, your value. You bring expertise. You bring tools. You bring knowledge of the industry. You have subs. You have employees. Like there is all value to that. You got to start walking in and owning the room and saying, you're damn right, I'm a professional. And if you're licensed and insured, you bring the whole package. Your ability is to deliver a quality professional project at the end, and the homeowner can sleep like a baby because most homeowners are worried sick every night. So there's this thing, the balance between ego and insecurity, right? You don't have to be fake. You don't need this bravado. Oh, I've been doing this 100 years. You just let them know, man, we've been doing this for some time. We've had quite a few homeowners be happy with our service. Many call us up. They aren't sure what they're going to do, who they're going to go with. We sit down, we talk, we do a discovery. We help solve the problem. That's all I'm looking to do here. How can I help you solve your problem? Tell me more about the problem that you're having. That's it. I can share with you what homeowners I've worked with before have paid. I've got various price ranges. Some want the basics, some want mid-range, and some want to go over the top. You let me know where you want to fall. I'll help you get there, right? Calm, confident, knowledgeable. Homeowners, that's what they're looking for. Now, you can use AI to help with this because you can do some role playing. You can ask AI to pretend that they're the homeowner you're about to meet with. They live in this neighborhood. This is their demographic. They work here. This is, they got 2 kids. One's in college. One's in high school. The husband does this for a living. The wife does that. They've been thinking about remodeling for 10 years. They just inherited some money. They're ready to do this kitchen with an addition. And you can ask it, what are some common objections that are probably going to come out? I tend to be the higher priced contractor. How do I overcome that? What should I look to say when the homeowner potentially says, well, you know, Mike, we've gotten 2 other bids and you're the most expensive. And that's where you go, it's a good thing. I should be. And here's why, right? And you should already have rehearsed and practiced your script. That's how you can use AI to come up with it. And you can, you can talk back and forth with AI now. It can be, you can ask it to be the homeowner. Hey, I'm going to present my price. You present back to me the problem. Let me know if I can overcome it properly. And then rate me. Tell me how I did. So that's what I would suggest you consider doing. You come up with a little action plan where you and AI work together, and you use either chat or Claude. You can use Grok, and you have it play the role of a tough homeowner. You feed it your sales script, and you tell it to tear it apart. Act like the most skeptical homeowner it's ever seen. You want all the objections. See, you want to be prepared when you go into battle, when you go to the homeowner's house, you want to know every objection ever that could possibly come up, because over time, you'll get your process so good when you present well, and you'll address all the objections during your process. That way, the next step, you look at the homeowner and go, well, I guess the next thing for us to do is to sign that design agreement, isn't it? Sure is. Like, it's the only other thing to do. We've already talked through all the other things. You've covered everything. So you want to ask the AI agent to refine objections. Okay. Things like, you're too expensive. We're talking to others. We need to pray about it. I need to sleep on it. I got to talk to my father. He told me to make sure I talk to him before we hire anybody. Whatever the objection is, there's probably about 30 objections that you'll ever hear. They're all the same. And every time you just thank them. I appreciate you letting me know that. That's a good thing. I've had other homeowners that have felt the same way. Can you share with me a little bit more? Help me understand, what do you mean when you say I'm too expensive? I don't know. Don't assume that you know. Ask them. You could be $500 over on a $50,000 job. You don't know. What is too expensive? Well, I've had homeowners tell me this. They've said, Mike, you're just more expensive than we were expecting. And I go, well, tell me, how expensive? Well, we knew the job was going to be outside of what we planned for, and we're just not sure how we're going to pay for it. See, it wasn't that they weren't going to hire me, but I could have taken it that way. Instead, it was I had to help them come up with the way to pay for it. And I didn't have to lower my price. I just had to help them solve the problem of how to pay for it. That's the mindset shift you'll want to make. So you want to learn to reframe the objection. Ask for, thank them. Say, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. And then you ask them for some clarity. You let them know other people have said the same thing to you. Let them know that they're not alone. Don't make them feel weird or uncomfortable that they have this objection. You should say, I'm glad you feel that way. You should feel that way. Encourage it. Take the stress out of the table. Like, just get rid of it. They tell you you're too expensive. Go, whew, I should be. I was worried I wasn't. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I underbid this one. No, I definitely should be the most expensive. And they'll look at you with a strange face. You should have that kind of confidence. Well, it's because, most builders out here give you crap. They only build to the bare minimum. That's like getting a D+C in school. Most of the homeowners we work with, they want something that's going to last. They want quality. I'm not saying you want the Taj Mahal, but you definitely want like a B+. You might not want an A+, but you don't want a D. That's what all these other jokers are doing. They're just going to give you a D product. It's going to fail. It's going to have problems in 3 years. I mean, hey, look, maybe you're not going to hire me. Let me give you a second card. You take this card, staple it to the back of the other contractor's contract, because in 3 years, you're going to have problems. Call me. I'd be happy to come out and fix it for you. Like, learn to have a nice conversation with the homeowner. Be honest with them. They don't know. You do this every day. How many times has somebody called you that hired the cheaper person and it fucking went sideways? It's all screwed up, and now you got to come out and solve the problem. I've had it happen multiple times. The same person who hires me once, I'll come out, fix their problem. Then some reason they decide to hire some whatever to do a job. It falls apart. They call me back. Hey, Mike, can you come out and solve this? Oh, yeah. What happened, Larry? Oh, you hired the guy? Yeah, it didn't work. No problem. We'll come out and solve it for you. I mean, we've had people do that multiple times. Some people just, you can't help everybody. If you watch some of my other videos, you know there's a lot of stupid people and they make stupid decisions. That's okay. When they're ready to make a smart decision, they'll call you. You also want to talk with AI to help mirror the mindset. It's what's up here, right? And you want to have it write you some affirmations. Think about this. When every time you go on an appointment, you got to remind yourself, I'm licensed, I'm insured, I've got 5 years experience doing this, 10 years experience doing that. I am a professional. The homeowner, they're not. How many kitchens have they remodeled? None, maybe one. Yeah, I've done 15 of them in the last 6 months. So I know what I'm doing, right? Like, and you can just share with them experience. You don't act like a jerk. You're like, yeah, well, this is what I've seen over time. Say, I've done 50 kitchens now. And what I find is a lot of homeowners get tripped up. I just want to let you know, be cautious of this. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sharing some experience. A lot of homeowners think that this and that, and then this is what they find out. Share with them some experiences. So lead with your confidence and certainty, not with noise or ego. So at the end of the day, you want the homeowner to see you as a professional, not just another guy with a tool belt. And look, a lot of your presentation matters. If you come in there and your truck's a mess and you're a mess, at the bare minimum, before you pull up on the homeowner's street, you should stop, put on a clean hat, a clean t-shirt at least, wipe some of the drywall dust off your pants, maybe change your boots, put on a cleaner pair, have 2 pairs of boots, put on a clean pair. Have at least like a clipboard or your iPad or your laptop, and then just walk up. And don't be all rushing. Walk up relaxed, confident, and be respectful. So anyway, that's where we are for today. Appreciate you guys being here. And if ever have any questions or if there's anything I can help you with, all you got to do is reach out. You can message me directly, and we can get you the resources that you need so that you can start winning, making money, and winning jobs. All right. I think that's it for tonight. You guys are great. Appreciate you all being here. Just seeing if there's anything else, seeing if there's any questions, any comments. All right. We'll be back tomorrow for another edition. You can catch the AI lives. And again, all the replays are on the YouTube channel. So you go into workshops. There's about 60 of them there right now. Every one of them is specifically for remodeling contractors and in a way that you can do something to put it in play with your business. Okay. Real stuff. Things that really do make a difference. And it's going to help you run smoother. All right. You all have a good night. All right, we are crushing. Man, that TikTok is crazy. We had 300 people on the TikTok tonight. That's a good one. All right, so YouTube, again, if you're still sticking around here, appreciate you. And again, if anyone knows anything I can do to get a little more viewership on YouTube, I mean, the night and day difference, right? We got 300 people watching on TikTok, and I don't even know if there was 33. I don't even know. Very few on YouTube, right? So whatever we could do to kind of boost the YouTube game would be nice. And if you're not, you should get over onto TikTok. We have a great page. Put a lot of good content. Understand that the most of my videos go onto TikTok these days first, and then a part of it somehow gets edited and probably thrown everywhere else. We just seem to we have a good audience on TikTok. For whatever reason, some of the other ones haven't. The traction hasn't done as well, but TikTok is doing great. All right, wish you all well, and stop making the look. If you're struggling, you don't have to. This business is much easier than sometimes we make it out to be, because we get caught up in our head and we think this or think that. And until you get around someone else that can give you different insight, that's when you can realize that the game can be a lot easier. You don't have to struggle. All right. So get around some good people. Get into our Facebook group if you're not already, and learn from others. All right. Have a good night. We're done.